let's talk about our relationship with God. Now, pretty early on with my reading abilities, I came to understand that Spirit is all knowing. Instead of asking Spirit for what I want, oh please, can I have a pink Chevrolet with baby seal eyes and, greaseball burgers and just I came to the realization, like, well, shit, you're all knowing. You know I need that. So, I mean, is there anything you need? And we kind of came to this. You know what? I'll help you get to magician levels. You just got to work for me. I can't think of a better boss to work for as like Spirit's hitman. Because when I manifested, and I have those manifestation videos, by the way, manifestation and manifestation judgment, a while ago, on a dirty floor in an abandoned shed. Yeah, but he got me to, I'll get you to become a magician. You just gotta do a few licks for me. No problem. Did everything stellar the way how I should have, and I got promoted. While people are asking, oh please God, I want $5 million and da 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 da. Shit, you know everything. Why don't you? Is there anything you need? I already talked about, the first time I watched Aladdin, and that's how you pronounce it, Aladdin, not Aladdin. After watching him release the genie, and wow, the genie can do magic just anyway if he was released. My very first wish, if I were to come across a magic genie, would be to release him. At 7 years old, I had that. You know what? Seeing everything that he went through, if I run into a magic genie, I'm going to release him with my first wish, because all those other cool things he can do on his own, since he is free, he would do as a friend of mine and help me and him out at the same time. And childhood wish fulfillment, you're looking at it. Shut the fuck up, bitch! No, we get this shit. You're looking into the barrel of the new age. You're looking right at it. It's me. Hi. I am not the only one who has seen 2 moons. I have not only exposed a informant. They're scratching their heads on that one still to this day. I have come to understand the divine feminine, divine masculine scenario and how it was manipulated and very much set up as an ambush for the feminines. As a divine feminine myself, they use the masculines and they sit there and pump like a love signal, like a love beacon, beep, 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 to draw in the feminines, and then force the masculines into, betrayal, of course, but a Knight of Wands type of energy. And then once they're in that Knight of Wands energy, they thrust them into a Seven of Cups. So it's off to the races, but which way am I going? Apparently being ran a train on by all the karmics. And they were going to leech the divine masculine's abundance, because remember, the feminine has to be close to the masculine for the masculine to have his abundance, but in my case, it's very much a female. And it was like set up that way. Like this stuff was pre-planned years ago. I don't know how they knew, and that's where like who I was, or maybe they just know that the feminine and masculines just will come together and they just sat on a masculine, or all of the masculines at once, because it's not just my story. I've read it in the other stories too. Scorpio and Aquarius are a masculine and feminine have a thing going on too. So does Libra and Aries. So what they did was they would isolate the masculines and then keep the feminines at bay, but close enough to where they could benefit from the Wheel of Fortune that the two have. They have to be within close proximity for, the abundance speech that they planned on doing on both of us. But devil energy, different devils and different devil energies will attack each other. So let's say that there's a heroin addict, okay? And then there is someone who is in lust with the heroin addict. And then let's say that there's someone who wants to steal from the heroin addict. All of these devils are conflicting with each other, and they will very much Ten of Swords each other and cooperate and talk like a blah, 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 whatever, to get their personal solitary win. The devils will claw themselves apart. That's generally where the downfall started, was when the devils started clamoring, and they would collaborate at first. A majority of my problems were caused by one person, and then eventually everybody that I knew, based upon my interaction with that one person. And boy, is he sorry for interacting with me, as he should be. People will try to play me out like I'm crazy, and I'm crazy as fuck. I'm schizophrenic, but I get fucking paid for it. I'm a professional crazy. I get paid to be this way. If I act any amount of normal, they'll take me off such a hey man, what kind of you're fucking normal? What the fuck, man? I'm fraud and all that shit. No. Hell yeah, I rock that shit like a badge. I'm nutty as cuckoo for cocoa puffs. Get it. Play that shit up. So those of you who are trying to make me sound crazy, 100%, I am. Yummy. But I also got that you masturbate to 6-year-olds in high heels. I also got some other things. Dragon's blood. It is a flower that they use that somebody imbibes, and they basically become a mindless zombie. Spirit calls it black magic, but it's dragon's blood. You put it in their drink or whatever, and then you have them go drain their bank accounts or whatever the fuck you want them to do, and they'll happily smile and just get her done. Whatever the wish or endeavor is. Oh, here, and then go shoot up a kindergarten. Oh yeah, absolutely. Plug, 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 plug. Drink up. It's a very real thing. So when I talk about putting blood in somebody's drink, it's dragon's blood. It's very rare. Spirit calls it black magic. Spirit, okay, is old-timey. Some of the things that he says, if you put them into a modern day perspective, like here's one. There are shape-shifting reverse magicians who are pretending to be you. What? They, like doppelgangers? Yes, like doppelgangers. Oh, you're talking about like identity thieves? They do that too, yes. One of the things that I still don't know, and I probably won't know for a while, is what the people who reported me into DHS were paid with. Because it wasn't pentacles, it wasn't Three of Cups, which is a substance. They weren't paid in drugs, they weren't paid in money, they weren't paid in insurance. I don't know how they were paid, but Spirit 100% says everybody I knew in Stillwater was in on cashing out on me. So I always kind of laugh and joke. Virgo witch blood talismans and watch the sacrifice live at the garden. Like they literally, and they have put hits out on me 100%. I still don't know if it's a gang or a cult. Still don't know. They very much were into the occult because every action I took at one point in time would be counteracted in such a perfect way that the big deal, I get fucked off and nothing else like gets any amount of like a shrug or anything. So perfectly painted, like, oh cool, I found $5. Time to go to the store. Every blockage you can imagine happens at once. Until I eventually get robbed or here's a story. Yeah, I was walking to the gas station to buy cigarettes. I do that a lot. And there's this abandoned building between where I lived and where the gas station was. And suddenly, and I mean suddenly, that abandoned building was booming. There was cars coming in from all over, couples and like all these people all were filing into this abandoned building, blocking traffic and all kinds of shit. Yeah, I'm wow, okay, there's something really going on here. Okay, I continue my walk to the store, which that interaction was where the store. I leave and I'm walking back and there's not a car. They were blocking fucking traffic at one point in time. I go in the store, I'm about third in line. I buy my cigarettes, come out, no cars, so there's nobody anywhere near it. And I am schizophrenic 100%. But I know the difference between my hallucinations and reality, and I don't fear either of them. Like, let's say I'm walking, la 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 la, and then suddenly an abyssal worm comes out of the ground and snatches like a fucking spaceship out of the sky, and then tunnels down into the earth with the spaceship. I know that I'm hallucinating. That's a definite hallucination. I can tell that. But when hordes and hordes of people funnel into a building and I can touch their cars and their cars very much block my admission and stuff, yeah, no, that's where I draw the line. And schizophrenia, I see it. I gained my schizophrenia in my mid-20s, which is the time it would happen. But I was very much into Thelema, and there is a ritual and rite that opens your third eye, and I participated in such a ritual, and lo and behold, I am schizophrenic. Take that for what it's worth. And another thing too, is spirit does not lie. He cannot lie. He is incapable of lying. One of the first things he asked me to do was put a 7 of Cups on myself. So the other kids, like the way how he did it was like, please, can you please give me a wedgie and throw me in the locker so the other kids don't play with me. And I'm working with him, like, you got it, but I put a 7 of Cups on myself. And that has become a game for like hundreds and hundreds of people now who like to watch my, energy, who just try to read my energy. And I sit here sometimes and I read and I ping off of who's trying to hit my energy. And then I'll go and climb into theirs and fuck around and whatever. But those are some of my more popular videos where I talk about my own energy manipulations. Because I have come to understand how to protect myself. Because that was one of the very first things that was going on, was they were reading on me and Pisces and just counteracting and just, yeah, like the gang stalking thing goes deep. And I mean deep. I'm talking every single person I met in Stillwater was in on it. I start my channel and I expose the snitch for who he is. And 13 people in different ways on my Facebook try to, hey, I got tarot cards, you have to come get them. In different whatever ways, but they were all tarot cards, and they're at my house, come get them. You don't think that raises an eyebrow? 13 people. You know what I did? Hop town. Walked. And they were all tarot cards of all things. Like, I have no other interests in life at all, but just tarot cards, because that's 13 people. And people who I didn't think were interconnected were very much interconnected. I actually, the first time I was with Leo, and I brought him over to Pisces when I first, after our first fight or whatever, I went to him and then I came back over there. And he introduced himself to her, but they already knew each other. I could tell by looking at them, you know each other. Why even, and that's, as a schizophrenic, when you connect dots, that was one of the major revelations right there. Was like, why in the fuck did you pretend to meet each other in front of me and both be on the same page to not have known each other until I introduced you, but I can clearly tell you two knew each other, and that's when I realized it was part of the bigger picture. See, Pisces was unaware that, and she was paid as well to spread the slander and gossip of me and my eventual arrest. She was unaware that we were on a spiritual connection and that I was an empress and she was an emperor and whatever. Unaware, blissfully unaware of all of this, because everybody else already had direct control of her. See, they have her here, and they manipulate everything she's doing while keeping me out here somewhere within close proximity, and her radiating. Let me show you something. Yes, you're getting a glimpse into the Book of Shadows. Let me show you that again. So that sinks in. As like a beacon of some sort to keep me and chain me down to that area so they could leech whatever abundance we both had. So what I did, I learned tarot. And boy, was that a good investment to make. He told me I can steal the wheel from us. How would I do that? Easy. She already bankrupted. She already bankrupted her spin and forfeited it to you. So now you're just getting all of her bad luck as you stay attached to her. Cut that attachment. That easy. And then I spun a bankrupt myself, which forced the wheel into a like a renege with a you can't go double bankrupt, so go ahead and spin again. And I did, and I got intent manifestation. And that's when I started learning how to spin other people's wheels. And me and Spirit had gotten into a talk for a certain amount of time about the morality of fire. Fire as just a sign itself is immoral. So Spirit told me it's fire wheel open season. I've explained wheel theft before. If you want to look at that, I have that explained. Spin every fire sign you know. Bow, 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 bow. Spin them, spin them, spin them, spin them. And I did, and I got intent manifestation for it. You ever wonder why witches are always depicted with green skin and boils and cackles and toil and trouble and ugly bitches? And like how the church shuns witchcraft when church is a masculine institution. The Hierophant is masculine. The high priestess is feminine. Now, do you see where, did that just kind of click in your mind there? The Christian church is masculine and witchcraft is feminine, and the masculines have been attacking the feminines for a very long period of time. It is part of an orchestrated event to separate the two hemispheres, I guess, because feminines are creative and random. Masculines are direct and logical. Right brain, left brain. The church has been attacking the witches. Oh, that's terrible. That's this and that. When really, they're a divine couple. The Hierophant and the High Priestess are a divine couple. And that's big scale masculine, feminine problem. They take the masculines and turn them against the feminines. And that has nothing to do with gender or gender identity.